Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. We are going to be talking today, I'm going to be talking today about habits that I'm thankful that I built and that I'm keeping through the holidays. As I was thinking about topics to speak about, when this episode comes out, we will be in the middle of the 3-day habit challenge that I'm hosting. So habits are a really big thing in my world right now. And habits are the core of what you do, because if it's not a habit, you won't do it consistently. And if you're not doing the thing consistently, you won't see results from it. And so I feel like habits are overlooked. They're either they go in two different directions. Habits are either overlooked and we think, no, I'm not going to focus on habits. I'm going to focus on these other things, these big things, and taking huge chunks out of my fitness journey and I don't need habits, right? It sounds like one of those words that's just like, I'm not interested. Or there's something that is talked about so much. It's kind of like a buzzword now in the health and fitness space of like habits, morning habits, evening habits. It's just one of those words that you can kind of hear too much and think, well, I'm not interested, right? So I really just want to talk about mine and also bring some gratitude to this week, this Thanksgiving week here in the US. And obviously this time of year is really about gratitude and about those things and about slowing down and just taking the time to celebrate with family and friends. And I think, really just taking a step back when I think about the holidays, yes, Thanksgiving, yes, Christmas, yes, New Year's, but it's really a reflection of just ending the year. It's kind of like putting it all to rest, but we have to also reflect on the year and what we did and what we've accomplished. And I think that we start by doing that with gratitude. And I am starting today with you guys talking, like I said, about the habits that I'm thankful that I built, because I don't know about you, but this time of year, while it's about being thankful and the gratitude and family and friends, it is so chaotic. And if we don't slow down, we become very easily overwhelmed and overtaken with travel and family and food and schedules and kids and shopping and decorating our porches and our houses and taking pictures. And those things are all great, but it's really easy to lose sight of how far we've come. So I want to slow down for a second and give credit to where it's due and really think about ourselves, you as an individual listening to this. I want you to slow down and think about you as I slow down and think about me, because yes, thankful, gratitude, family, friends, all of that is super important. But in the midst of that, our health and fitness becomes either non-existent. We either say, oh my God, I have so much to do. We're hosting family and we have all these get-togethers. So my health and fitness is just going to have to wait. And if that happens, then we think I failed, I suck, I can't do this, I can't be consistent. Here we go again. I'll have to start January 1st. And instead of, like we talked about last week's episode, either figuring out rest, push, maintain, like setting that intention for yourself and then following through this time of year, that makes it less overwhelming. But if we also stop in that space of if you're pushing, if you're resting, if you're maintaining, taking the time to think about how far you have come this year, I feel like when I do that, it gives me this sense of calm. I even just right then took a deep breath. When you think of how far you've come this year, period, that should make you feel so good. If you have really focused on your fitness journey, and my clients have really focused on their fitness journey, and they have, in the midst of other things that have happened, in the midst of extreme, terrible, crazy, stressful life events, they have still focused on their habits and their progress and their lifting and their water and their walking, all the things that I talk about all year long. They've still really focused on those things. But right now it can feel like I'm giving into snacks. I'm giving into peer pressure. We have all these parties, schedules are crazy. That's okay. Still take a step back and reflect on what you've done instead of what you're failing at or the next thing. So that's what I really want to talk about is in the big picture here, we are talking about reflecting and the power of that because we do get so caught up in chasing the next thing and the next phase and the next goal and the next plan and how have I done and what am I failing at that we forget to realize, wait, I have already put some really powerful habits in place. I've built some new habits for myself and they're very, very sturdy. And these habits are what are going to keep us grounded when life gets busy. Like right now, you have to stop and think and be proud of yourself and say, I have habits in place right now. I know if I'm pushing, resting, or maintaining, take a deep breath and think about these things and really reflect. So these habits and what I want to talk about that I'm thankful that I have built, these are what make it possible to stay consistent when your motivation disappears, when some time disappears, when your willpower disappears a little bit. These habits are so fucking important, and reflecting on the habits that you have built is so fucking important. And if you haven't, if you're feeling like I haven't really done that good of a job this year, this is going to be your next year. And this is why it's going to be so important to carry on these habits and start them now. So if you're like, okay, I haven't even started any habits, Christy, I haven't even started this journey, or I've tried a million times and I keep falling off track. It doesn't matter. Just choose one habit for the next few weeks and another habit for the next few weeks, starting January 1. And we're going to get into that because you don't need to overhaul everything all at once. But I hope that this reflection, even if you're not feeling super proud of yourself and super proud of the habits that you've built, you know that if you start building those month by month by month next year, this can be you next year. So please know that I have not ended every single year of my life thinking that I had great habits in place. I have built them brick by brick, and that's what you're going to do too. So if you have great habits in place, hell yes, let's go. We're going to talk about it. And if you need to build some for next year, hell yeah, let's go, right? Just know that this is what's possible for you. So habits that I personally am thankful that I have built. When I was building out this episode, I'm like, I really kind of want to talk about my own habits so you can see it, hear it through my eyes of things that I've built. And so you know what to focus on because I think it's important that you see what I'm thankful for and what habits I have that I'm truly thankful for. And I speak about them all the time, but for me to lay them out for you and just, this is what I'm proud of. And these habits built the body that I have, that I wanted, and they've built sustainability through a crazy year for me. These are the things that you'll need to work on as well, if that's your goal. So habit number 1 that I am thankful for is my gentle consistency instead of perfection. I used to be a perfectionist and I still am in some parts of my life, and that's okay. But as far as health and fitness, it was all or nothing. It was perfect or I sucked. There was no gray area. It was totally all or nothing. And learning a habit of having gentle consistency instead of beating myself up if I wasn't perfect has changed probably everything for me. Because if you're practicing this in your health and fitness, it will transfer over into every area of your life. So the habit of showing up even when it's not perfect, getting in a lift even if it's shorter, even if it sucked, even if I lifted lighter, even if I focused on depth. And I talk to you about these things, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. Getting a workout in and changing a couple of the movements on it or having to modify a couple of the movements that are in the workout, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm here, I'm showing up, and that's a hell of a lot more than most people are doing. And that goes with food too, making a better food choice, even if the day didn't go as planned. I didn't bring my protein bar. I love my Stars and Honey protein bars. They're very clean, healthy. I love them. They taste really good. They're probably they are my go-to. They have been for months. And if I forget my protein bar and I find myself in a gas station, they don't have Stars and Honey bars in the gas station, I will look for a close option. It's not going to be perfect. If I haven't hit my macros on a particular day, but I'm close, that's okay. If I didn't get all my grocery shopping done and I don't have all the essentials, it's okay. Whatever the choice is in front of me, if I make the better food choice instead of, well, fuck it, I didn't bring my protein bar, so I might as well have a donut with no protein in it, right? That's not going to be the better choice. So even if things don't go as planned, I still do the best I can. And that is enough. And don't feel like it's, well, I have to start over tomorrow now because I messed everything up. Absolutely not. That mindset has removed the guilt and the all or nothing thinking that used to hold me back. And I think that alone has, like I said, changed everything for me. Health and fitness, life, giving other people grace, seeing things differently, encouraging people. It's not just like I'm saying to my client, well, if you forgot your protein bar and you're going to the gas station, you just get whatever's there that's the best option. And I walk them through that. But then it's not fair for me to then for myself, hold myself to a different standard and say, well, you suck if you didn't do everything perfectly because you're the trainer and you should have your shit together 100% of the time. That wasn't working. I had to, whatever I'm preaching to my clients, if I'm saying that to them, believing that's the truth, and I was, then I have to do that for myself too. I can't teach gentle consistency instead of perfection and then hold myself to a standard of perfection. So that really, really helped me to feel more aligned. And it's actually helping me to live a much happier, healthier fitness lifestyle. Habit number 2 that I am thankful that I have learned and picked up and practiced along the way is planning my food and focusing on protein. And no, I don't mean planning every single meal and planning and prepping, things like that. It's not tracking every single bite. It's just being intentional. I'm planning my food like I know my staple foods. I know my options for breakfast and for lunch and for snack and for dinner. I know what I can eat if I'm leaving the house. I know what I can eat at a restaurant. I know what I can eat if things aren't going as planned. Like I said, I'm planning my food, not every single meal, because if you're planning every single meal to eat out of food containers from home, and then you find yourself outside of home, what are you going to do then, right? You have to plan your food for every circumstance. And for right now, I'm transitioning into my son started basketball practice. He will have games soon, starting in a couple weeks. And I need to now figure out how I'm going to eat differently because if I'm, usually at home, the last few months we had summer break and then we had fall where my son didn't do a sport. Life's going to look a lot different now that I'm leaving the house 2-3 times a week and I'm gone for 4 hours a night. So I have to plan my food and focus on protein, and I have to pivot all the time. This habit has made eating while traveling or going out or just living life so much easier. So planning food at home, away from home, what are you going to do at a party? Just kind of thinking through all of those situations is so helpful. And as I do that for myself, obviously, I've learned to do that for my clients. If you're going out to a party, if you're going to be at a gas station, if you're on a road trip, do you have a cooler? Are you eating all prepackaged foods? Are you eating all processed foods? Like what do we have available to us and what can we do with the best of that scenario? So that is really something that I'm super thankful for. I'm no longer prepping and planning every single day into a container. That just wasn't working for me personally. So that habit I'm really thankful for, and I'm glad that I pivoted away from what I was doing that wasn't working. Habit number 3 that I'm thankful for is for lifting heavy and prioritizing strength. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm so thankful that I fell in love with getting stronger and not smaller. I'm so thankful that I have shifted my entire relationship with fitness. I was so tired of chasing the scale and not being sure what I wanted to look like, wanting to gain muscle, but then I would gain muscle and I would appear bigger and then I would kind of freak out and then I would change my mind again. So I'm just really thankful that I developed a habit of walking, prioritizing my strength in my workouts and just working out to get stronger and lifting heavy. That has really when I just decided I'm the type of woman that wants to be strong. I'm not the type of woman that cares what other people think and what they think about my body. This is the type of person I want to be. This is the type of person I want to look like. This is the type of woman I want to be. That alone, that decision helped me to create habits that were very, very aligned with what I want to be. Number 4, protecting my energy, a habit that I'm thankful for. And it took a lot of work in the beginning because creating new habits takes a lot of work. once you do it and you solidify those habits, it's really easy. So saying no, setting boundaries, choosing rest when I need it over going out or whatever someone else wants me to do. I used to try to do it all and do it all for everyone. And now I ask myself, is this adding to my peace or is it taking away from it? If I do this, am I going to miss out on something that I wish I would have done? Or am I going to miss out on rest that I really freaking need? So protecting my energy is a habit now. And I'm really, really thankful that I took the time to master that habit. The fifth, I should say, daily habit or habit that I'm thankful for is daily movement. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, I'm walking or I'm stretching or I'm doing a little mobility or I'm just sitting in a deep squat or I'm lifting, whatever it is, I am moving in some way, shape, or form. What kind of helped me with that was my Aura Ring. It made me realize that I was doing things throughout the day, right? If I'm gardening, my Aura Ring would say, are you doing yard work? Are you doing some mobility? Are you doing flexibility? It had all these options they would ask me. And I thought it kind of helped me to think, okay, if I'm doing this activity, my Aura Ring thinks that I'm doing something productive. Like I'm burning some calories, my heart rate is up, I'm moving, I'm expending energy. That really helped me to think, okay, this is daily movement. I don't have to lift every day. I don't have to do a HIIT workout every day. I can just go for a walk. I can just stretch. I can just chase my dog around the yard. I can just get up and do laundry and run up and down the stairs doing housework a little bit. And looking at daily movement now as just something that I do, it's a habit and it's enough, is something that I'm really, really thankful for. And then number 6, the habit that I'm thankful for, the last one I want to talk about is just resetting without guilt. I don't start over anymore. I just return to what works. I don't have to think about I have to start over tomorrow morning or I have to start over on Monday. I just think, well, I had some ice cream today. I wasn't really planning on it, but it sounded good. I gave into the craving. It's fine. Moving on. I don't have to start over. I don't have to reset every Monday, every week, right? That gets really old. And so that mindset alone has changed how quickly I bounce back after sickness, travel, busy weeks. And this year has been full of sickness and travel and my kids' car accidents kind of throwing me off and just a lot of mental stress. And I haven't had to take time off or I don't even know if I want to use the word bounce. I guess it is bouncing back, but I guess I haven't even had to bounce back after travel and sickness. I don't feel like it's even that I've fallen off. So I don't know, that word even is kind of like, maybe that's not even the words that I'm looking for. It's just that I keep going. It's that I return to what works. If something happens and my energy is tanked or my stress levels are super high and I need to take some time off to kind of recalibrate, that's what I do. But then I don't feel like I bounce back even. I don't feel like I restart. I just keep going and keep doing. It's like those daily things of like, well, yeah, I'm super stressed and tired and oh my gosh, like just, right? Some days are just really hard, but I can still stretch. I could still go for a walk. I could stretch while I cry if I even need to, right? I could do a little skincare routine while I'm doing some deep breathing. Like there are so many things to get some daily movement and kind of reset a little bit that help me to not have to start over. So those 6 habits, the gentle consistency instead of perfection, planning my food and focusing on protein, lifting heavy, protecting my energy, daily movement, and resetting without guilt. I chose those things because I feel like are the foundation of my life. And those are the habits that I'm really thankful for throughout the year and because I can continue these through the holidays. So these things matter even more now because this is the time where it can all be tested, right? This is the time where you've built these habits and this consistency and maybe you're like, I work out 5 days a week no matter what. But here are the holidays and here's some sickness and here's some crazy, you're going to be overwhelmed. These habits are going to be tested, period. The holidays bring change. They bring a different vibe. They bring different food, different routines, less structure, and that's okay. But this is the perfect season to see how strong your habits really are. Okay. Your habits are going to be tested and you have to decide right now how you're going to show up for that test. Are you ready? Are you prepared? I think you are. Because when your life gets louder, that's where the work that you've done quietly all year starts to show up. So things are going to get crazy, but you can stay calm and think, well, I already have all these habits in place. I have boundaries, so I don't have to go to everything if I don't want to. I can get up and go for a walk in the middle of that party and just say, hey, I'll be right back, guys. You can go take a minute and do some deep breathing and relax. You can take a 10-minute little walk and get some fresh air and get some steps in and get some movement, right? You can prioritize your time a little bit differently. You can look at the food in these situations a little differently and say, I planned on not having sweets at this particular party because I'm going to have them this weekend at this big party. So I don't even have to think about them because it's just a no, right? You realize that you don't have to be perfect anymore, that you need to keep doing these simple things that you've been doing all year, and that will make you feel good. So how do we keep these habits alive? So how do we make this practical? The first thing I want you to think about is you can lower the bar, but don't drop it. Okay. If you can't hit 4 workouts, do 2 or 3. If tracking feels like too much, focus on protein at every single meal. And if your steps drop, just move somehow. 8,000 steps is better than none, right? If you can't get 10,000, get 8,000. If you've been getting 8,000 and you can only get 6,000, that's fine. So I kind of love that quote for me mentally. Lower the bar, just don't drop it because you can always put it back up. Don't set that bar on the floor. Don't drop it. Keep hold of it, keep a grip on it, but lower it a little bit if you need to. It's fine. There's 5 or 6 more weeks in this year. We got this. It's fine. Just hold on, okay? Next is to decide your non-negotiables. So maybe it's a morning walk. Maybe it's your lift twice a week. Maybe it's drinking water before coffee. That's very, very simple. Pick your top 2 or 3 things, or 4, like I talked about for myself, and let the rest be flexible. So this is what I mean when I talk about lower the bar. If you can just do your walk and no lift, or if you can just lift and no walk, that's fine. If you can't get all of your water in every single day right now, at least drink a shit ton before you get your coffee in and then kind of see how the rest of the day falls. But you can still do it. Just doing 2 or 3 things instead of 4 or 5 things, or doing 4 things instead of 6 things is fine. We're just lowering the standards a little bit, lowering our expectations a little bit without completely dropping our standards or our expectations. And yes, it's okay to lower your standards a little bit. It sounds like something like, shouldn't lower my standards. It's fine. It's fine to do that. It's fine to expect a little bit less of yourself right now and enjoy different things. Something else you can do is create a little micro routine. I've been doing this with some clients. So it's kind of like your travel version of your normal life. So pretending like you're on vacation sometimes and you can just you don't have access to all the things that you would normally have access to, but what can you still do? Okay. When I was traveling, I didn't have access to a gym, but I could still go for a walk. I didn't have access to all my staple foods, but I still had similar foods that I could do. So do your 20-minute workout instead of your 45-minute workout. Find your protein snacks, journal before bed, think about what you did do instead of what you didn't do. Think about a routine that you can do even on a really freaking busy day. What is your baseline? What can you get done even if it is a day where you feel out of your mind? What can you still do? That can be your minimum. And then on a fantastic, amazing, less busy day, if those even exist right now, you can do even more. Another thing is to anchor into your identity. This is who you are now. And I've been doing this a lot lately, thinking this is who I am. I am a woman who lifts, or I am a man who lifts. I am a person who moves her body. I am a person who takes care of herself even when life is busy. I am someone who takes care of themselves even when life is busy. Even when I'm tired, I'm a person who goes to the gym. I'm a person when I go to the gym, I lift heavy as I can. Yes, that's relative to each week, but it is what it is. This is who you are now. You are not the person who stops giving a fuck every holiday and just sits on their ass and watches Christmas movies. Yeah, those are great. Do that. But a couple nights a week, say no and go to the gym instead, because this is who you are. So make that your identity. I've been doing that a lot this weekend as I'm recording this. And then moving into these next few weeks, I am a different person. I am a person who gets up and does their workout early and shows up ready for work and thinks about themselves differently. I am a person who moves differently so that I can receive differently. Really anchor into that identity. That works really, really well for me. And then lastly, don't apologize for your choices this time of year. If you want to skip drinks, if you want to go to bed early, if you want to get in a quick lift, if you want to excuse yourself from the party and go for a 10-minute walk, you can do that. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You get to do it. Don't apologize. It is what it is. You are now this person. You've anchored into this identity who has this little routine of things they do every single day. And you're lowering the bar a little bit, but you're not putting it on the floor. The bar is not on the floor. You don't have to apologize for who you are now, even if it's different than what people are used to. And even if people don't like it, you don't have to explain. You don't have to apologize. You can just show up differently. And I, for one, especially will cheer you on. So if you need some support in that area, let me know. So this time of year is not a setback. It is an opportunity to prove how strong your habits really are. And that makes me really excited. Is kind of why I chuckled there, because this time of year, it comes every year and we almost act like we're surprised every year. Like, oh my God, the holidays are so busy. Yeah, they are every single year. That's one thing you can count on is this time of year to be crazy, busy, cold, gross, exhausting, overwhelming, but also beautiful, fun, calm, yummy. Like there's so many different words you could put along with this time of year. And if you look at it with, God, I have come so far this year, maybe I deserve a little break. Maybe I deserve to just sit back and think, God, I've done so freaking good this year. I'm going to do a little bit less right now so that I feel excited to do a little bit more than in January. I'm going to do a little bit less right now because, God damn it, I deserve it. But there are still standards we're holding ourselves to. There are still expectations. They're just a little bit lower for a little while. But this is also an opportunity to prove how strong your habits are. Like, show yourself what you're made of. Show yourself what you learned this year. You built them for a reason. This is why. I have people that hire me this time of year because they're like, I want to really show myself that I can do this, that I can show up for myself this time of year. But I need you in my ear, Christy, every week saying, you can do this. This is your plan to get through this weekend or this party or this family member, this situation. And you can do this. And having someone to hold you accountable is amazing. For me to say to you, this is exactly how you're going to get through this week, exactly how you want to get through it. I'm here to show you that you can and walk you through it. So then next week when we talk, you're like, okay, I got that one down. Now what's next, right? Like I was the person that I said I was going to show up for this weekend at this party, and I want to do it again. You've worked so hard to create this lifestyle. It's not a temporary plan. If this is a lifestyle for you and you say it is, then let's do it. But you have to intentionally slow down a little bit so you can enjoy, so that you can intentionally also speed up. Because if this is a lifestyle, you do need to enjoy yourself and you do need to take time to extend some gratitude to yourself for all the hard work you put in. It's like that Snoop Dogg, right? I want to thank me for putting in all this fucking work this year, creating these habits so that I could be a better person. I want to thank myself for that. Say that right now. You get to do that. And then going forward, you get to show up as this person that you're thankful to be. You put in that hard work. I want to thank me. And I want to keep thanking me. So I'm not going to fuck up during the holidays. I'm going to be strong. And I don't mean fuck up as in eat something or, quote unquote bad or sweet or something like in previous years, because you're planning to do that. For me, fucking up this holiday would be not enjoying it with my family, not chilling out a little bit, not starting to purchase presents soon so that I can have it done and not be stressed out about it, right? I know now that I'm maintaining my body this time of year, I've also decided to push a little bit. So fucking up this season for myself would be to give in and to not prove to myself that I can do this. I had a really rough year. If I look back on it, mentally, physically, even these last few months especially, have just been really hard with kid stuff and these accidents. And it just makes you stop and think. And it's really fucking hard. But I didn't come this far to only come this far. I came this far because I'm a badass woman, and I'm going to go even further because I'm a badass woman. So I can stop and I can slow down and I can chill for a minute, but I need to pick it back up. I've lowered the bar and now I'm ready to pick it back up a little bit because I can enjoy the holidays while still sticking to my goals and showing up for myself every goddamn day. So if you can maintain your habits through the holidays, that's the real growth. That's the high five. Okay. That's when you get that moment of like, I freaking did it. And that is something that if you push through, you're going to, that you will never question yourself again after that, whether you can do this. If you can get through the holidays, maintaining these habits that you want to maintain, yeah, you might need support again. You might need someone to walk through it with you. I still do as well. But you're not going to doubt yourself like you did before. You're going to know that you can. You might not have even known how. It might just be like, well, Christy helped me and she told me that I could, so I fucking did it. That's fine too. We can dig into that later. But right now, I personally am so thankful for these habits. And while we're on the topic of being thankful, I'm so thankful for you. I'm thankful that you show up here week after week and listen to me. I'm thankful that you care about your health. I'm thankful that you're wanting to do better and be better without falling into extremes. I'm thankful that you chose yourself and that you chose a different way to achieve things. You've already proven to yourself that you can build powerful habits. If you think about powerful habits, if you think about habits that you have, maybe some of them you even want to change. You have habits and you've built them yourself. So even if they're bad habits, you built them. You are capable of building habits. So you just need to choose different ones. But please know that you can build powerful habits. Now is the time to keep living those healthy, powerful habits. So I hope you have a great week. I hope that this podcast was very, very helpful. I hope you enjoy your people. I hope you eat the good food. I hope you move your body when it feels good. I hope you stick to your boundaries. And I hope you give yourself some grace. And you got this. And I can't wait to hear about it in the comments and in the DMs. And I hope we just have the best holiday season. I'm excited to bring you more super exciting episodes to help get you through this holiday season. So I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. So much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.